individuals to live a life that is stress-free, full of clarity and confidence by integrating strategic mindfulness principles and frameworks. He is the founder of Eastern Mindfulness, a mental wellness platform and a corporate success community. We can call it as a mindful community. In the past 9 years, Alok has closely worked with organizations like HP, Amazon, HCL, Cisco, Continental, to name a few, and transformed more than 50K.
Disha, you have to unmute yourself.
Okay, am I audible now? Okay. So he has transformed many lives by seminars, webinars, master classes, and personal coaching programs as well. So I think a small bit I covered about Alok. So all over to you, Alok. You can, the session is all yours. So you can start now.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Disha. Thank you very much. Thank you for that introduction. I'm so very happy, so very glad to be here. First of all, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. And if I'm audible, just write can hear in the chat box. If you're able to hear me loud and clear, just write clear in the chat box. Everyone, you have this chat box in the bottom of your screen. Just click on that and just write clear. Okay, fantastic. Super. Vishnu, Vinita, Sanjeev, I see all of you. Kiran, Prem, Vrinda. The chat box is buzzing. Fantastic. I love that interaction. Keep that on the same manner. Yes. If you are able to see me right and bright, what I'll do is, okay, let me just put myself on, let me pin myself, okay, so that everyone is able to see me. Okay, lovely. Fantastic. If you're able to see me on your larger screens, if yes, everything looks good, just write good in the chat box. Just write good in the chat box. A quick AV test, because I have been reading a lot of people saying that the volume is low, not audible, this and that. Yes. Everything looks good, just write good. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. First of all, I really appreciate this platform, this initiative by besugarfit. And this is what we need in the kind of life that we are experiencing every day in and out, right? The kind of stresses we have, the kind of anxiety that we experience, especially after COVID. Online platforms have been adding a lot of value in our lives. How many of you agree? Just write agree in the chat box. And this initiative by besugarfit, it really is working as a catalyst. So humbled to be a part of this session, and all of you out there, a big round of applause to each and every one of you. Why Alok? Because it's a Saturday evening. What do people generally do on a Saturday evening? Can you tell me here on the chat box? What do people do on a Saturday evening? Yes, maybe mindlessly scroll through their social media, maybe watch some television, or maybe go for a movie, or maybe go for a nice dinner out there. But you, on the other end, are here on this besugarfit webinar with an intention to learn something, with an intention to add something to your self-development journey, with an intention to become a better version of yourself. Am I right about you if I say that? If yes, just write yes in the chat box. And that speaks a lot about you. That speaks a lot about your priorities in life. That speaks a lot about how focused you are when it comes to becoming a better version of yourself. So big round of applause to each and every one of you. I want all of you to just pat yourself on the back and say, well done. Just say, well done. Come on, you all deserve that. Yes, fantastic. Super awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Alok Taunk. I'm a mindfulness and a mindset coach on a mission to help individuals, on a mission to help people live a life that is stress-free, full of clarity and confidence, by integrating strategic mindfulness principles, frameworks, tips, and hacks. My question to you is, and just reflect on this, ladies and gentlemen, this is not just an informative session. Okay, this is not about data and information. This is more about reflection and introspection. So can I ask all of you a couple of things? Number one, whatever I'm going to share, we have a time crunch, very less time, but I'll give my 200% here. Whatever I share with you, I want all of you to reflect and ask yourself, how does this stand true in my life? Got it? Number two, take notes wherever possible. And number three, please engage with me here in the chat box. Hindi, main Hindi mein baat karoon? Yes. So I'll keep on switching. Is that okay? Yes. Lovely, lovely, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Lovely. So, मेरा सवाल आपसे ये है, my question is, are we here to live a life that is full of stress, anxiety, or burnout? Or are we here to experience life? Are we here to be happy? Are we here to experience various flavors and textures of life? What do you think? Yes, we are not here to feel stressed. We are not here to suffer. We are here to be happy. How many of you agree? Yes, we are here to be happy. My question to you is, if you have this intent of being happy, if we have this desire, and if we have this need to live a happy life, then why do we end up experiencing stress and anxiety? My reflection and my awareness says that when we start shifting from conscious living to accidental living, there are two modes of life: conscious living and accidental living. Conscious living is wherein you are living by choice. You are doing something because that's what you want to do. Compulsive living, accidental living, is wherein you are doing because there is something in you which is making you do that. It is basically your habits. It is basically your learnings. It is basically your patterns, your attitude, and your belief systems. How many of you experience this? Let me know that many times it happens when someone is talking to you and you feel as if you are triggered. You end up snapping at that person and you end up saying something or doing something that you are not supposed to say and do. And then later on, you have this guilt. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that. मैंने ये क्यों बोला? काश मैं नहीं बोलता. Yes or no? But then it's of no use. That guilt trip is of no use. But why is this happening? Why do you feel bad? Why do you feel guilty about that? Why do you have that regret? Because at that moment of time, you didn't want to do that. आपको वो नहीं करना था, आपको वैसे बात नहीं करनी थी, आपको वैसा उसको नहीं सुनाना था, but you end up doing that because there was something in you, and that something is that emotion. That emotion ends up triggering you, and you end up compulsive. You end up in that compulsive behavior. You get it? But what is conscious living? Conscious living is wherein you are not driven by your compulsiveness, but you are driven by your choice. And when I say choice, by that what I mean is, hey, you know what? I don't want to say this. I want to do this. I want to do that. You're very much aware of your choices. How many of you agree that we always have a choice? If someone comes and insults you, you still have a choice, whether to give it back or whether to just stay silent, absorb it, and process it, and then forgive it. We have that choice, but we end up giving it back. We just flare in that moment. Something happens, and then we also have guilt and regret about that later on. But this is compulsive behavior. But conscious living is wherein you are aware. And that is what mindfulness is all about. That I'm aware what I'm doing. I'm aware what's happening in me. I'm aware of what this incident is making me feel. And when you are aware, that gives you clarity. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to make a note of this, please make a note of this, that awareness leads to clarity. How many of you agree? When you are aware about your emotions, you are able to select your emotion. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling fearful. Okay, but I choose to feel this. You always have a choice. But when you're not aware of your emotions, you end up experiencing something else. That's what conscious living is. And that can happen when you start elevating your levels of awareness. We'll come to that later on. But today we are here talking about emotions. Today we are here, especially I'm talking to this community of SugarFit, and we are talking about diabetes especially. Yes. There is a very integral relationship between emotions and diseases. Are you with me, ladies and gentlemen? There is a very integral relationship between emotions and diseases. Today, medical science says that more than 90% of the diseases are from stress. They root from stress. That's a huge number. That's an alarming number. 90% of the diseases, they root from stress. And these diseases, there is a term which is given to them. It's called as psychosomatic diseases. Psychosomatic diseases. Now, in a layman language, इसको बहुत ही सरल भाषा में समझते हैं. Psychosomatic का मतलब क्या? What does psychosomatic mean? If you break this term into two halves, you get psycho and soma. What is psycho? Psycho comes from psychology, study of mind. And what is soma? Soma means body. Study of mind, mind and body, mind and body, mind and body. So these diseases, when we talk about psychosomatic diseases, which are 90%, they root from stress. So these diseases are the ones that start from the mind and then show up in the body. Are you with me? If yes, just write with you in the chat box. Psychosomatic disease का मतलब क्या है? Psycho मतलब हमारा मन, और सोमा मतलब आपका शरीर. साइकोसोमैटिक का मतलब क्या है? ये वो डिजीजेस हैं, ये वो बीमारियां हैं जो आपके मन से शुरू होती है और फिर शरीर में दिख के आती है. Am I making sense? Yes. So, what are these diseases? सबसे पहले डायबिटीज से शुरू करते हैं. Diabetes, whether it is about your blood sugar level, whether it is about your cardiovascular diseases, whether it is about thyroid, rheumatoid arthritis, your joint related problems, your multiple sclerosis, whether it is autoimmune diseases, ये सारी जो बीमारियां हैं, all these diseases, majorly, they are psychosomatic diseases. It starts from the mind and then end up showing up in the body. Now let's look at diabetes itself. Okay, and please understand, stress का बहुत लेना देना है, बहुत लेना देना है. How many of you agree that life is not a straight line? Just write me in the chat box. How many of you agree that life is not a straight line, right? It's a curve. Sometimes we are happy because things are happening as per our expectation. Sometimes we are sad, we are irritated, we are frustrated. And most of the times, how many of you agree? Most of the times things don't happen as per our expectation. Yes. My question to you is, yes, Kiran says a dangerous curve. Exactly. My question to you is, when things are not happening as per your expectation, what do you feel? I really love what Les Brown says. He says that when things go wrong, don't go with them. But when things are not happening as per our expectation, we feel miserable, isn't it? We are all over the place. What do I do now? We become anxious. We become stressed. Let's understand what exactly happens. क्या होता है हमारे साथ when we are experiencing stress? We all have a nervous system. How many of you are aware of that? Just write yes in the chat box if you are aware of it. We have a nervous system. Our nervous system is divided into two parts. There is sympathetic nervous system. There is parasympathetic nervous system. इसको बहुत सरल भाषा में समझते हैं. I'll just simplify it. Okay. Our nervous system is divided into sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system is directly related to stress response. I want all of you to write SR in the chat box. SR stands for stress response. And parasympathetic nervous system is directly related to relaxation response. Now, things become interesting from here, okay? Whenever you see that things are not happening as per my expectation, whenever you see that the situations are not unfolding as per my plan, whenever you see that people are not behaving as per my expectation, they are not doing what I want them to do, you start feeling irritated, you start feeling frustrated, and that's when your sympathetic nervous system is triggered. And when the sympathetic nervous system is triggered, that's when you get into a fight-flight mode. I want all of you to write FF in the chat box. FF. What is FF? Fight-flight mode. With a show of hands, how many of you have experienced this? That when you experience stress, you start sweating, your heartbeat starts raising, you experience palpitations, there are butterflies in your stomach, you don't feel like doing anything, you feel low, and sometimes you also have a headache. These are all symptoms of fight-flight mode. You got it? And when you are in fight-flight mode, there are hormones like adrenaline, noradrenaline, and cortisol. They are released in our body, in the blood. Now understand this. Stress is not bad. Because we generally think stress is bad. Stress bahut bura hai. Stress is not bad. Because stress is a part of our survival mechanism. If you don't have stress, if you don't have anxiety, then you will not end up taking certain action. So basically, when we are stressed, we are more hyper attentive. We are more attentive towards what's wrong, what's happening in our surroundings. There are certain things that we need to do, and we end up doing that. For example, let's take this example of exams. जब बच्चों की एग्जाम होती है, तो बच्चों को स्ट्रेस होता है एग्जाम का. होता है कि नहीं होता? And because of that stress, they end up studying. Till the end moment, they are relaxed. They will not do anything. But at the end moment, when they see that, okay, there are only 10 days left, only 1 week left, फटाफट पढ़ने लगते हैं. Why? क्योंकि एग्जाम का स्ट्रेस होता है. So stress makes us take action. Stress is not bad. You get it? But when you don't take action due to stress and you just get into overthinking, that's when it becomes bad. Why? Because now you're just overthinking. That acute stress is then transformed into chronic stress. And now for a continuous period of time, there is adrenaline, noradrenaline, and cortisol, which is released in your bloodstream. And because of this, the sugar glucose level rises. This is how we get prone to diabetes. When the sugar glucose level rises, over a period of time, there is insulin resistance. And then you are detected with, congratulations, diabetes. This is what happens. Are you with me? Am I making sense? Yes, if yes, just write MS in the chat box. So it's very important, very important. Let's go back to the statistics. 90% of the diseases, they root from stress. And this is one of the reasons why is it very important that we should be aware of our stress levels and we should manage them. One of the ways to manage your stress levels is to just be aware of what you are going through. And at regular intervals, you keep on checking. What is bothering me? What am I thinking? Awareness leads to clarity. And clarity puts you in control, ladies and gentlemen. Awareness leads to clarity, and clarity puts you in control. You know, in the past 10 years, I've spoken to multiple people, more than 700 one-on-one sessions. And I've come across 2 stress patterns. Would you like to know what those 2 stress patterns are? If yes, just write yes in the chat box. Why is it important for you to understand what those 2 stress patterns are? So that from here onwards, from this point onwards, whenever you experience stress, you will be able to handle yourself well. Whenever you are aware about something, you can anticipate it, right? When you can anticipate, you can handle yourself, you can prepare, and you are more confident. Now, hear me out very carefully. These are the 2 stress patterns that most of the people fall prey to. Are you ready? Just write ready in the chat box if you're ready. Yes. The first stress pattern is wherein we create a 10x or a 50x situation of what we are experiencing in our head, which is called as perceived stress. For example, whenever you experience a stressful situation, let's label that situation as X. But what we do is we end up creating a 10x, a 20x, a 50x, a 100x version of that problem in our head. And we end up suffering perceived stress, not the actual stress. हिंदी में एक कहावत है, राई का पहाड़ बनाना. कितने लोगों को पता है ये कहावत? राई का पहाड़ बनाना. Yes. The situation is not as bad as you are thinking it to be. बात में दम नहीं है, लेकिन आपने उसको इतना बात का बतंगड़ बना दिया. And now you are suffering that 10x. You are suffering that 50x. You are suffering that 100x. You're not focusing on X. How many of you have experienced this? That many a times something happens and you are so much worried and you are so much in that fear zone. अब क्या होगा? अब क्या होगा? अब क्या मैं करूं? कैसे होगा? क्या मैं ये कर सकता हूं कि नहीं? And then you just run around like a headless chicken. You're banging your head on the wall. क्या करूं? And then someone comes and pats you on the back and tells you, hey, listen, हो जाएगा, don't worry. ऐसा कर लो, हो जाएगा. इसमें चिंता क्या? Simple सी बात है, देख लो. And you are like, now it makes sense. खाली फोकट में इतना सोच रहा था. So the problem is X, but our mind creates a 10x and 20x and 50x out of it. Do you realize that the very moment when you understand, when you realize that this is not the problem is so small, but I'm actually creating a bigger version of it, that itself gives you a sigh of relief. How many of you agree? Just write agree in the chat box. Yes. So this is the first pattern. The second pattern that I've seen a lot of people falling prey to, and that is, please hear me out, okay? This is very important. Every situation, हर एक stressful situation जो होती है, उसमें 2 तरह के components होते हैं. There are 2 types of components. पहला जो component है, उसको हम बोल सकते हैं controllables. दूसरा component जो है, उसको हम बोल सकते हैं non-controllables. Every stressful situation has controllables and non-controllables. Are you with me? Just write with you in the chat box. Yes. The pattern that I've seen is most of the people, most of the times, they end up focusing on their non-controllables. Most of the people, most of the times, they end up focusing on their non-controllables. My question to you is, and let me know here in the chat box, if most of the times you keep on focusing on your non-controllables, तो क्या होगा? बताओ मुझे यहाँ पे in the chat box. What will happen if for the most of the times, if you mindlessly are focusing on your non-controllables, you will blast off. You will have, yes, you will have more anxiety. You will be more stressed. You will feel miserable. You will feel out of control. You will even become depressed that अभी मैं क्या करूं? कुछ नहीं हो सकता. I'll give you an example. Okay. How many of you remember the first wave of COVID? We cannot forget, right? It was such a crazy experience. Everything was going good. And all of a sudden, we got to know about this COVID and stuff everywhere on the news. And then there was this 21-day lockdown, which was announced. You know, I was having a lot of conversations during that time. And many people, they expressed their frustration, their irritation. And many people even started feeling claustrophobic. कि अभी हम क्या करें? घुटन सी हो रही है घर में 21 दिन कहीं बाहर भी नहीं जा सकते. Now tell me, do you think even in that situation, there were your controllables and non-controllables? How many of you agree that even in that situation, we had controllables and we had non-controllables? Non-controllables kya hai? You cannot go and change the government protocols. You cannot go and tell that, no, I'm not going to follow 21 days ka quarantine. No, I want to go to the mall for shopping. I want to go here. I want to go out to eat. Of course not, right? Those are your non-controllables. That's not in your hands. वो आपके हाथ में ही नहीं है. आपके हाथ में क्या है? That, hey, listen, I'm in my house for the next 21 days. How can I make the most out of this time? I can actually utilize this time to learn new skills. I can utilize this time to spend quality time with my family members. I can utilize this time to do some more learning. I can take some courses. I can just relax. I can focus on my health. These are your controllables. When you focus on your controllables, you feel good. You feel in control. You get a sense of certainty. But when you focus on your non-controllables, you feel stressed. You feel out of control. You like to, it's like an emotional outburst you might end up having. Am I making sense? If yes, just write MS in the chat box. MS stands for make sense. Yes. Can I give you a formula with which you can become stress-proof? Can I give you a formula? If yes, just write BIO in the chat box. BIO stands for bring it on. Okay. Come on. If you want a formula which will really help you, it's a mental training that will help you to train your mind. Would you like to have that? If yes, just write BIO in the chat box. Let me see that. Okay, fantastic. Look at the chat box. The chat box is buzzing. Yes. Lovely. I want all of you to write CAT in the chat box. CAT stands for cat. Okay. Even in your notepad, write it down. CAT in the chat box. CAT. This is not the animal cat. Okay. This is an abbreviation which we will use to become more stress-proof. Now, C stands for calm your mind. Write it down. Calm your mind. A stands for analyze the situation. And T stands for take charge of your control parameter. Calm your mind, analyze the situation, and take charge of your control parameter. Ladies and gentlemen, is it okay if we extend the session a little bit? Is it okay? If yes, just give me a thumbs up or just write go on. Okay, just write go on in the chat box. Yes. All right, lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Fantastic. Fantastic. Because, I just feel that I want to give you more and I don't want to stop in between. Okay. So CAT stands for calm your mind, analyze the situation, and take charge of your control parameter. Yeah. Okay. Now, whenever you find yourself in a stressful situation, the first thing that you do is you calm your mind. You cannot solve a problem with a chaotic mind. How many of you agree? Just write agree in the chat box. You cannot solve a problem with a chaotic mind. Chaos inside is chaos outside. Clarity inside is calm outside. Chaos inside is chaos outside. Clarity inside is calm outside. Okay. So how do you calm your mind? I'll give you 3 steps to calm your mind instantly. No matter what kind of stressful situation you are in, no matter what kind of anxiety or burst out situation that you feel like, you will be able to instantly calm your mind. Are you ready to do this? If yes, just write yes in the chat box and just relax yourself wherever you are and just focus on my voice. Okay, whatever I'm saying, just relax yourself. Sit in the most comfortable situation, in the most comfortable position. Focus on your breath. First step, focus on your breath. When I say focus on the breath, by that what I mean is in your mind's eye, start watching your breath, every inhalation and every exhalation. Now, when you are inhaling, mentally tell yourself breathing in. When you are exhaling, mentally tell yourself breathing out. Keep on doing this, inhaling, breathing in, and breathing out. As you inhale, breathing in. As you exhale, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Step number 2. Now switch to 5:8 breathing, which means inhale for the count of 5 and exhale for the count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in, breathing out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. While you are breathing in and while you are breathing out, try to hear the sound of your breath. Come on, everyone, do it. करोगे नहीं तो कुछ नहीं होगा. करोगे तो कुछ होगा. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale for the count of 5, exhale for the count of 8. Inhale for the count of 5, exhale for the count of 8. Try to hear the sound of your breath. And in this process, if your mind wanders, bring it back to your breath. In this process, if your mind wanders, bring it back to your breath. Once again, focus on your breath. Continue. Focus on your breath. Inhale for the count of 5, exhale for the count of 8. While you are inhaling, mentally tell yourself breathing in. While you are exhaling, mentally tell yourself breathing out. Inhale for the count of 5 and exhale for the count of 8. And in this process, if your mind wanders, bring it back to your breath. Come back. Yes. Did you notice any change in your mental state right now? Even a slightest change? Was there some kind of calm? Was there some kind of clarity? Was there some kind of focus? Was there some kind of stability? Any kind of change? Yes, calmness, 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 calmness. Look at that. Yes, 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 yes. Calmness, calmness. Yes, focus. Now I'll tell you what exactly happens. Now, research says, by the way, please write it down. The frequency of this practice is 2 minutes after every 2 hours. Please make a note of it. 2 minutes after every 2 hours. And why you should be doing this. Now, research says that just by practicing this, we are able to instantly activate our parasympathetic nervous system, which is directly related to our relaxation response. I just told you, right? The nervous system is divided into parasympathetic and sympathetic. Parasympathetic is directly related to your relaxation response. Just by doing this, you will be able to instantly activate your parasympathetic nervous system. Just by doing this, you will be able to shift from beta brainwave state to alpha brainwave state. And alpha brainwave state is wherein you will be relaxed, you will be calm, and you will be focused. Especially in those emotional high moments, in those emotional uneasy moments, when you are irritated, when you are frustrated, we are in that beta brainwave state. There is a lot of overthinking happening, negative thinking happening. But when you just practice this, just for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and not when you are experiencing stress, but even otherwise, make it as your regular practice. Okay. The more you sweat during the time of peace, the less you bleed during the time of war. This is the importance of practice. So when you start practicing this, you will see that you are becoming more calmer. Maybe earlier when things are not happening as per your expectation, maybe you had that burst out, you were getting irritated, anxious. But now over a period of time, when you keep on practicing this, you will see that you are developing that resilience, you are developing that patience, and you are developing that awareness. And how will this help me, Alok? How will practicing this help me? By the way, let me ask you this. Do you think this is feasible when it comes to practice? या बहुत काम है, क्या बात कर रहे हो आलोक, 2 मिनट हर 2 घंटे के बाद इतना सब करना पड़ेगा? Or do you think this is easy to do? If you think this is easy to do, just write ETD in the chat box. ETD. ETD stands for easy to do. Yes. Do you think it's easy to do? Exactly. And our mental and emotional wellness deserves this much, doesn't it? हम इतना कुछ करते हैं, हम जिम जाते हैं for building those muscles, for being fit, for losing weight. If we are ready to build our physical muscles, why are we not ready to build our mental muscles? That's the question. Got it? So 2 minutes after every 2 hours. This will help you to be more aware. And how will this help me, Alok? See, hear me out. Many times it might happen that, and in your current time frame, you might be experiencing this, that someone comes and tells you something and you just flare up. You don't like it. You get irritated, frustrated. And within no time, you blast off, or maybe you end up saying something, your expressions say it all. And you end up compromising or sabotaging so many relationships. Have you ever experienced this? And then you have that guilt or regret. Why did I do that? But now from here on, whenever you are experiencing that stress, whenever something goes wrong, you will have that patience to curate, what am I feeling? What is happening in me? Why am I getting angry? Why am I getting frustrated? Why am I getting irritated? And that will help you to respond and not react. Awareness is the key. I'll give you a framework. Okay, please write it down. Awareness leads to clarity. Clarity leads to certainty. Certainty gives you confidence. And when you're confident, that's when you take action. So everything begins with awareness. Does this make sense? Yes. So now, in order to be more stress-proof, in order to build your resilience, your mental resilience, you start practicing this 3 steps, this 2 minutes to calm. I call it as 2 minutes to calm. In fact, we are going to do a meditation today in this session. And also I have a lot of resources for you. How many of you would like to have practice resources so that this session doesn't just end here, but you can take this knowledge back home and you can practice it every single day? Would you like to have that? If yes, just write yes in the chat box. Yes. Lovely. Fantastic. Fantastic. Because, you know, I really believe in this phenomena that knowing something but not doing it is equal to not knowing. पता तो हमें सब कुछ है, सर्वज्ञानी, लेकिन कर नहीं सकते कुछ, करते नहीं है. So when you know something but you are not able to put it into action, there is no result. There is no result. Got it? So continuity and consistency is very important. Now, having said that, emotional intelligence is very important. Today's session, one of the theme is emotions, right? How many of you agree that we are not intellectual beings, but we are emotional beings? Do you agree? Just write agree in the chat box if you agree. You know, we like to portray ourselves as intellectual beings. I know this, I know that. मुझे ये भी आता है, वो भी आता है. But how many of you agree that when you are on the edge of the cliff, when you have to take some important decisions, when there is a lot of pressure, you end up taking an emotional decision? Do you agree? We end up taking an emotional decision. Emotional intelligence, emotional smartness is the phenomena which says that make sure that your emotions work for you and not against you. Your emotions work for you and not against you. You don't end up taking command from your emotions. And how can we be more emotionally intelligent? We can be more emotionally intelligent by first becoming aware of what we are experiencing. Most of the times, how many of you agree, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know in the chat box that most of the times we are not even aware of what we are experiencing. There is a cocktail of emotion which is in our body. And we don't even know why we end up doing certain things. When someone comes and tells you, hey, what happened? Why did you react like this? And you're like, I don't know. मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. I was not able to make out what exactly happened and I ended up blasting off. Have you ever experienced this? Why did this happen? I was not aware what happened. What was that emotional cocktail? Ladies and gentlemen, please write it down. Awareness is the prerequisite to handling and managing anything in life. Awareness is the prerequisite to handling and managing anything in life. Only when you are aware of something, you will have clarity. If you have clarity, you are in control. When you are in control, you will be able to make those smarter decisions. Yes. For example, if you want to make a financial decision, and if you are aware of what are the financial instruments which are available, किसमें कितना नुकसान है, किसमें कितना फायदा है, where I should be investing, returns का time क्या है, कहाँ पे कितना risk है. If you are aware of all that, only then you will be able to take a smart decision. Yes or no? The same is the case with your relationships. When you are aware that, this person is the right person for me, that person understands me, we have that great bonding, that great chemistry, we are there for each other, we both are mature. That's when you can make a decision. Awareness. If you are a parent, you have kids, if you want to manage your kids, then you need to be aware of what are their demands, what are their needs, what are they actually looking out for, what are they craving for. If you are aware of their needs and their desires, you'll be able to manage them better. If you are a working professional, and only when you know what are the demands of the client, you will be able to manage the client in a better way. The same stands true when it comes to our emotions. When you are aware of your emotion, what am I feeling? This person is making me feel this. This situation is making me feel this. This person behaved with me like this 10 years back, and even today I'm feeling something about that. When you are aware of something, when you are aware of your feelings and your emotion, you'll be able to process it. Is this helpful? If yes, just write yes in the chat box. Yes. So the first step when it comes to processing your emotions, I'll give you some tips and hacks here, okay, which will really help you. The first step when it comes to managing your emotion is to first become aware of your emotion. What am I feeling? One of the ways to elevate your levels of awareness is by practicing emotional journaling. If you can do that, it really helps. Now, what is emotional journaling? How many of you journal, by the way? If you journal, just write me in the chat box. Have you ever practiced journaling? How many of you journal? Just write me in the chat box in case you do. Yes. So now, what is emotional journaling? Emotional journaling is wherein at regular intervals, do this practice for 1 week. You will get a lot of clarity. Okay. Throughout the day, at regular intervals, you make those timestamps. Subah 9 baje, 11 baje, 1 baje, 3 baje, 5 baje, 7 baje, 9 baje, raat ko 10 baje. You make these timestamps. And at regular intervals in your notepad, whenever that the time has come, you just write down, what do you feel? What are you feeling? What are you experiencing? What is that emotional state you are in? Okay. And you make a note of it. So basically you're logging. In our office, we have a log where we maintain our log. Itne baje ye kiya, itne baje ye kiya, itne baje ye kiya, itne baje ye kiya. That's how you track your productivity. Similarly, it's also important that you track your emotional state. So, I was feeling this, I was feeling this, I was feeling this. Sometimes you are just neutral. So just write neutral. Okay. And you do it continuously for a week. Then you will start seeing patterns that, what? This emotion is what I keep on feeling over and over again. Anxiety is what I keep on feeling over and over again. Stress is what I keep on feeling over and over again. Loneliness is what I keep on feeling over and over again. Guilt is what I keep on feeling over and over again. Now, when you are able to boil down on an emotion, then you ask yourself that every time when I feel this, what is going in my head? What is it that I keep on thinking? Because the way we think is the way we feel. Please write it down. The way we think is the way we feel. Your feelings are never independent. They are dependent on your thoughts. So for example, if I understand that for most of the times in a day and for the most of the times in a week, I feel anxious, then I need to decode that what are the thoughts which are going in my mind continuously, which is making me feel anxious. Then when I go deeper into it, I'll understand, oh, you know what? For every little thing, I become anxious. There's a presentation, I become anxious. There's a webinar, I become anxious. I have to call this person, I become anxious, which means I'm an anxious person. This is how you will be able to know your personality type. That are you an angry person? Are you an anxious person? Are you a sad person? And once you know that, then you will be able to work on it. This is called as emotional awareness. Are you with me? A very structured way of dealing with your emotions. Not an accidental way of it. A structured way of dealing with emotions. And you have a system with you. Emotional journaling is a system. Got it? Now, if you really want to make sure that consistently you are able to maintain that internal calm and peace, then make sure that you practice those 3 steps. Please do that. That really, really, really helps. I'll go back to that statistics which I shared with you, that 90% of the diseases, they root from stress, from anxiety. Emotions are like a double-edged sword, ladies and gentlemen. What does that mean? If you know how to handle your emotions well, you can be super motivated, you can be super inspired. But if you don't know how to handle your emotions, then you will end up self-sabotaging. Research says that there are 2 emotions that are very dangerous for us, for our health. These 2 emotions are guilt and regret, which is then followed with anger, anxiety and all that. But the top 2 emotions, I want all of you to write it down: guilt and regret. And today I want you to do an exercise. Just reflect, just introspect, go deeper in yourself and ask yourself, am I carrying any kind of guilt? Can you do it right now? I challenge you. Come on, let's do it. Take a minute or so. Knock yourself and ask yourself, do I have any kind of guilt? Do I have any kind of anger? Do I have any kind of regret for some person, for some situation? Am I carrying some kind of emotional baggage? Can you do this? And let me know here in the chat box. What emotion are you carrying in your heart? What is that heavy baggage that you are carrying in your heart? And this is not what I'm saying. This is what research says, that guilt is one of the most damaging emotions. Anger is one of the most damaging emotions. I'll give you an example. You know, I do have a lot of one-on-one sessions with people. And I was working with one of my mentees the other day. And she told me that, you know, Alok, when I was young, I'm a part of such a family and a system wherein it's more of patriarchy. So, जहाँ पे लड़कियों को ज़्यादा, you know, इज्जत नहीं दी जाती, या उनको एक दर्जा नहीं दिया जाता, या उनको एक बहुत ही एक अलग तरीके से देखा जाता है, that boys are boys, men are men, women, you know, they don't hold that much of importance. And I have felt that right from my childhood, when it comes to education, when it comes to so many other perks, when it comes to going here, when it comes to wearing this, when it comes to enjoying certain things. How many of you are able to connect to what I'm saying? Yes. And right from her childhood, she was seeing that discrimination between her and her brother. This is how everyone used to behave. And today, she is still carrying that anger. And now, how is that anger reciprocating in her life? Today, she is a manager in an MNC. She has a team of 10 people who are reporting to her. She's in a really good position. She's earning a good salary. But you know what? She tells me that, Alok, everyone has this complaint that I'm not empathetic, I'm not compassionate, and I'm a very angry person. And I'm like, yes, you are. You are. Because you are carrying that anger in you. Ladies and gentlemen, when I'm sharing these examples with you, these are your examples also. So when I give you an example, I want you to do a reflection on your own personality. Are you carrying something with you? For her, it was anger. For you, it can be something else. There's another mentee of mine. I was talking to him, and you know, he feels broken from inside. And we did that internal journey. And then we realized that the reason why he is so very sad, even there is so many things which are happening around him, but still he is not able to be happy, because somewhere he's carrying that guilt inside, that I was not able to do a lot for my parents. So he's lost his parents. But today he has so much of guilt that I was not there for them. I was not able to give my best because I was so much into my career. I was running here and there. I was setting up my career, and I never got time. And when they wanted me, I was not able to be there. And even today, he's carrying that guilt. And what is that doing? That is actually hampering his health, because guilt tears you apart. My question to you is, again, I'm telling you, this is not just his story. This can be your story as well. The reason, the intent, the objective of me sharing these stories, real life stories, is so that you can reflect on your life. Many a times we don't know we are carrying certain emotions right from our childhood. Today, you might be 35, you might be 45, you might be 55, you might be 65. But that child inside you is still carrying an emotion of guilt, anger, irritation, frustration, loneliness, sadness. You don't know what it is. And it is very important, number one, to first detect that emotion, and then to process it. Now, I'll give you one example how to process it. Okay. Are you able to connect with me? Let me just look at the chat box. Yes. Are you able to connect with me? If yes, just write yes in the chat box. Yes. We might go a little deeper here and there, but okay, lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Fantastic. Lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. I'll give you one more example. I was working with this mentee of mine, and she ended up, she just had a burst out, an emotional outburst in that session. And we went deeper into what exactly, where is this coming from? And she spoke about physical abuse when she was a child. And while she was narrating this, it felt as if it just happened. It was so fresh. It happened while she was 4 years old. Today, she's 35 years old. But while she was narrating it, it felt as if it just happened. It was so fresh, which means that emotion is not processed. And today, she has so much of anger, especially against men. It can be her boss, it can be her colleague, it can be a client. And she's just angry. But she was not aware that, why am I angry? Why am I angry when it comes to connecting with men in general? Why am I angry? The root lies there. Because somewhere she told this story to herself that, you know what, this is how men are. How many of you are able to understand this? Yes. Now, how do you process it? I'll give you just one example because we have a time crunch. I'll just give you one example so that you get an idea how to process it. See, a simple thing, what I asked her is that, listen, every individual behaves as per their level of consciousness. Not everyone is the same. If someone is doing something, that only means that's what they are. How many of you agree that you will meet certain people who are really beautiful people, and you will meet certain people who are really ugly people? Because that's who they are. That's their mental model of the world. If someone does something to you, that has nothing to do with who you are. If someone doesn't respect you, that doesn't mean that you don't deserve respect. Are you with me? When someone doesn't respect us, when someone doubts us, then what we do is we start doubting ourselves. That is one of the biggest mistakes that we do. So in her case, when that person treated her like that, she felt as if she's worthless. Anyone can do that to her. And that's where there was so much of anger. The first thing I told her, just forget him. Just forgive him. Because today you are holding on to that emotion in your heart that is making your heart heavy. You are holding on that grudge in your heart that is not helping you. And it really doesn't matter to that person. That person is not even thinking about you after so many years, but you are keeping that story so alive in your heart and in your mind, which is actually very destructive for you. And she practiced forgiveness for the next 7 days. The next time we met, she was like, Alok, you know what? I'm actually feeling relieved. And I'll tell you one more thing. This anger and guilt, it also led to other addictions in her life. But just by doing this one thing, over a period of time, she told that, my addiction is also cured. You see that? Something is happening right now, but the root is somewhere else. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? If he has just write yes in the chat box. Yes. So what is your takeaway till now? Whatever we discussed, right from the time we started at 7 till now, what is your takeaway till now? Just tell me one takeaway in the chat box. Any one thing that you picked up till now from the session. Yes. Clarity, forgiveness, cat, be calm and aware, awareness, to keep mind calm. Fantastic. A big round of applause. Come on, everyone, just take your left or right hand and just pat yourself on the back. Say, well done. Okay. Lovely. Are you ready to experience mindfulness meditation right now, which will really help you to calm your emotions? Yes, we'll go deeper. Is it okay? If it's okay, just write okay in the chat box. If you're ready, just write ready in the chat box. Yes. Let's do it. Okay, let's do it. Okay, fantastic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen right now. And just give me a thumbs up in the camera if you're able to see my screen. Just give me a second. Hold on. I'm sharing now. You'll be able to see the screen. Okay, one thing before I share the screen. We'll be doing a meditation right now. Is it okay if I switch between Hindi and English, so that everyone can do it? Is it okay? Or do I stick to Hindi or do I stick to English? You tell me. Both Hindi or English? Both Hindi or English? Both. Okay, both. Okay, so that everyone is able to take advantage of it. Okay, let's do it. Just give me a thumbs up in the camera. You'll be able to see this now. Yes. Are you able to see this? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, lovely. Now, what I'm going to do is I'll just mute everyone. Okay. Are you able to hear the music? Just give me a double thumbs up if you are able to hear the music.
No.
You're not able to hear? Okay, hold on. You'll be able to hear now. Okay. In next 5 seconds, you'll be able to see and also hear. In the next 3 seconds now, you'll be able to see and also hear. Are you able to hear now? Just relax. Wherever you are, just relax. बिल्कुल शांत होके बैठे. आप जहां कहीं पे भी हैं, बिल्कुल शांत होके बैठे. Wherever you are, just relax yourself. Just focus on your breath. आपका ध्यान आपकी सांसों की ओर. हर एक सांस जो अंदर आ रही है, हर एक सांस जो बाहर जा रही है, बिल्कुल बारीकी से अपनी सांसों को देखना. Very closely watch your breath, every breath that is coming in and every breath that is going out. अपने शरीर को कमांड दे कि वो बिल्कुल रिलैक्स हो जाए. Allow your body to relax completely. Relax your feet, ankles, calves, knees, inner thighs, outer thighs, hips, lower back, stomach. शरीर के हर एक अंग को रिलैक्स करने की आज्ञा दें. lower back, upper back, chest, your right arm, left arm, shoulders, neck, all your facial muscles, top of your head, back of your head, and command your entire body to relax completely. पूरे शरीर को आज्ञा दे कि वो रिलैक्स हो जाएं। धीमी, गहरी और लंबी सांसें लेते रहे। Take long, deep and slow breaths, full breath in and full breath out. And in your mind's eye, watch your breath. जैसे आप इनहेल करें तो मेंटली अपने आप को बोले breathing in. When you exhale, mentally tell yourself breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. With every outgoing breath, see your body relaxing. हर एक बाहर जाती हुई सांस के साथ आपका शरीर बिल्कुल रिलैक्स हो रहा है, बिल्कुल शांत हो रहा है, इसको महसूस करें। शरीर का हर एक अंग, every organ, the joints, ligaments, tissues, atoms, every cell of your body is getting relaxed. Just see yourself getting deeper and deeper into a state of relaxation. Full breath in, full breath out. Now switch to 5:8 breathing. Inhale for the count of 5 and exhale for the count of 8. जब भी आप सांस लें तो 5 तक गिने और जब भी आप सांस छोड़ें निकालें तो 8 तक गिने. Your exhalation should be longer than your inhalations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. इस प्रक्रिया को करते रहें. Just continue this process 5:8. शरीर में जो भी हो रहा है उसको होने दें. एक दृष्टा भाव रखें अपने शरीर पे. Just be aware, just be observant of whatever is happening in your body. If there is some tingling sensation, it's okay, just observe it. If you can feel some vibration, it's okay, just observe it. जो भी हो रहा है उसको सिर्फ देखें, महसूस करें. Whichever body part I name, just take your awareness to that organ. जिस भी अंग का मैं नाम लूं, उस अंग के प्रति आप सजग हो जाएं. Become aware of your feet. Become aware of your ankles. Become aware of your calves. Become aware of your knees, inner thighs, outer thighs, hips, reproductive organs, lower back, stomach. Become aware of your chest, your upper back. Become aware of your right arm, your left arm. Become aware of your shoulders, your neck. Become aware of your face, all your facial muscles. Back of your head, top of your head. Become aware of your entire body. And now start breathing from your entire body. पूरे शरीर से सांस लेना शुरू करें. Feel as if you are breathing from your entire body, every organ, every cell. आपका पूरा शरीर सांस ले रहा है. Full breath in, full breath out. गहरी लंबी सांसें ले. Full breath in, full breath. Don't stop. Full breath in, full breath. Full breath in, full breath. Now mentally tell yourself, I forgive myself. I accept myself the way I am. I love myself unconditionally. मन ही मन अपने आप से कहो, मैं खुद को क्षमा करता हूं. मैं जैसा हूं मैं खुद को स्वीकार करता हूं और मैं खुद से बहुत प्रेम करता हूं. I forgive myself. I accept myself the way I am. I love myself unconditionally. एक और बार अपने आप से कहो, I forgive myself. I accept myself unconditionally. I love myself unconditionally. मैं खुद को क्षमा करता हूं. मैं जैसा हूं मैं खुद को स्वीकार करता हूं और मैं अपने आप से बहुत प्रेम करता हूं. जिस भी व्यक्ति के प्रति आपको घृणा है, गुस्सा है, if you have some kind of anger issues or if you are irritated when it comes to certain people, just think about them and tell this to yourself. I forgive them. I accept them the way they are. And I choose to love them unconditionally. I forgive them. I accept them the way they are. And I choose to love them unconditionally. मैं उनको क्षमा करता हूं. वो जैसे हैं मैं उनको स्वीकार करता हूं और मैं आज से ये निश्चय करता हूं, I choose कि मैं उनको प्रेम करूंगा. Bring an attitude of gratitude with the next out breath. Bring an attitude of gratitude. धन्यवाद का भाव. Be grateful for every breath that you're experiencing right now. Be grateful for the food that you eat, the water that you drink. Be grateful for beautiful relationships that you have in your life. Be grateful for the very fact that you are alive right now. आप जिंदा हो, सांस ले रहे हो. इस चीज के लिए धन्यवाद व्यक्त करें. Be grateful that you are a part of this beautiful cosmos, this beautiful universe. And be grateful that you are blessed. Just feel yourself getting lighter and brighter. अपने आप को बिल्कुल हल्का होते हुए महसूस करें. And with the next out breath, slowly move your fingers. Rub your palms. Touch your face. And whenever you feel like, you may slowly open your eyes. Good morning. Come on, Alok, it's 8:10. Yes, but you just woke up, isn't it? I want you to take a moment right now. Just take a moment. And just try to check with yourself. What are you feeling? And let me know here in the chat box. What is it that you're feeling? Let everyone know that emotion or that mental state that you're experiencing right now. Yes. Awesome, beautiful, excellent, great experience, serene, peaceful, light, wonderful, calmness, fresh and calm, relax, 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 calm, 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 awesome, fantastic, fantastic, lovely. This is one of the mental training practices, okay? The way you go to the gym, you start lifting weights, you start building your physical muscles. And that's how you become physically strong. But if you do these kind of exercises every single day, everything that we discussed today, you will start building that mental and emotional resilience as well. You start becoming mentally strong. Do you think if you have certain resources that can really help you to stay consistent on this journey, do you think that would be useful, so that now you become more emotionally aware? You are able to take care of your emotional state as well. Do you think that would be useful? If yes, just write yes in the chat box. Yeah. So let me share these resources with you. Okay. What I want you to do is take a screenshot of these resources. Okay. Take a screenshot of this page. All these QR codes will lead to a particular page. For example, the first QR code, this is very, very, very useful because this will take you to a Google Drive. And from there, I want you to download that little file. It's a 2 minutes to calm. And what I want you to do is, after every 2 hours, I want you to practice that. Just by practicing those for those 2 minutes, you will feel it's like a reboot button that you have, like a reboot button. You will feel so fresh just by doing that 2 minutes, and do it at regular intervals. Okay. Number 2, the second one is a 21-day meditation journey. So here I have 21 meditations. Alternatively, one is in English, one is in Hindi, one is in English, one is in Hindi, so that language is not a barrier. If you are able to understand Hindi and English both, do all the 21. Got it? Just write got it in the chat box. And the third one is a podcast that I have. And in all those episodes, I've shared a lot of hacks and a lot of strategies, lot of things. And if you start doing that, hold on. I'll just disable the annotations for others. Okay, great. Got it? Do you think this would be useful? If yes, just write useful in the chat box. If you think this would be useful, have you ever, all of you, did you take the screenshot? If yes, just write taken in the chat box. If you have taken the screenshot, just write taken in the chat box. Yes. But please put it into practice. Put it into practice. Okay. Now, my question to you is, would you like to explore this further? If yes, just write yes in the chat box. If you would like to explore this further. The thing is, honestly, I'll tell you something. This is the shortest session that I've ever done. Okay, the shortest one. So I generally do masterclasses which are 4 hours long, 4 hours long. And those masterclasses are paid masterclass. But today I choose to give you a free entry to that masterclass. Would that be exciting? If yes, just write yes in the chat box. Do you think that would be exciting? Yeah. 4-hour masterclass, completely free. And that's going to blow your mind. If you like this, you would love that. Okay. All right. Lovely. Fantastic. So do this. Okay. Only for you. This is my special gift. So take a screenshot of this. This is your entry to the masterclass. And this is the Zoom link. This is the entry to the masterclass. And this is happening on Saturday. So come and experience, because my only intention is that you should become a better version of yourself. You should be able to be stress-proof. You should be able to handle yourself and your emotions. Got it? If you have taken a screenshot, just write taken in the chat box so that I can stop my screen share. Lovely. Fantastic. Over to you, team. I'm so very happy that I was able to have your attention. And now we can take questions if there are any.
Thank you so much, Alok. I'm sure everyone loved it. I especially loved it, admired it. And I think I was also doing the meditation and I was lost for some time. Heartfelt gratitude to you for making out the time for today's session and skillfully navigating us to the complexities of emotional healing. Appreciate your passion for helping the society and taking this session absolutely free of cost and giving us access to the masterclass. I think it's a wonderful gift, and this shows your passion and love towards the work, what you are doing. And we are lucky, very fortunate to have you here with us. I really would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart and from the entire SugarFit team. may you touch the lives of many more individuals in upcoming future and help many, many more individuals and society, not even just in India, throughout the globe. All our good wishes with you, Alok, and that's what I want to say. I don't have words. I think what you are doing is way beyond the words. And thanks. Alok, you're on mute.
Sorry, sorry. Yeah, I'm humbled, and I really appreciate this mission that Sugarfit has taken, and this platform which acts as a catalyst. And I'm sure there are so many people who are finding value through those sessions, through these sessions. And this is what keeps us going, isn't it? Like, you have a mission, I have a mission, and that's where we start adding a lot of value to people out there. And together as a society, we become a better version. So I see a lot of people asking about the date and time. So the QR code that I shared is for upcoming Saturday. Saturday is 1st July from 10 to 2. Saturday is 1st July from 10 to 2. Got it? Yes, I'll share the QR code. Just hold on, just hold on. There are a lot of people asking that. You can take a screenshot. Yeah, here it is. And once you take a screenshot, just write taken so that we can stop the share. Okay. You can take it on your mobile phone, wherever you feel like. Just take a screenshot and just write taken. Okay. This is Saturday, 1st July. Saturday, I repeat, Saturday, 1st July, 10 a.m. Okay. Lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Alok, for the time,
Thank you.
for all the knowledge that you have shared with us. I think the comment speaks it all.
Thank you.
Everyone loved it, thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you. My only one request to all of you is that, see, you loved the session. Thank you very much. I'm really humbled. But more than that, what I'm concerned is this love should transform into action. Okay. Because today you love this session. Tomorrow you will wake up, you will be back to square one. Okay. But if you start putting this into practice, you will become a better version of yourself. So start taking that action step. Thank you. Over to you. Over and out. Yeah.
Alok, absolutely agree, and I just want to give one piece of advice to everyone that, it doesn't happen in a minute or a day. It's what you have experienced comes with practice. Get into a habit of meditation, no matter whether you are getting distracted or, so many things are popping up in your mind. It's absolutely okay. Let it come. And gradually you will reach that level. I'm sure Alok must be practicing from a long time to reach here. And everyone can, learn this. This is an art. And that happens only with practice. And don't think that I'm not a meditation person. People have a, mindset that, oh, I can't do meditation. I can't sit. But it's not about, learning on a day one itself. We have not learned all the spellings, all the sentences in nursery or the prep. We learned it gradually, and that's what we have to do. I think Alok has a wonderful page. He's giving a free sessions on Monday. Meditations are happening, right? So I really want everyone to join him. Alok Taunk, he is doing a fabulous job for the society, helping through the Insta page and many other modes. You can search about him on YouTube. You will get the information everywhere. And we are really grateful to you, Alok. Really happy to have people like you in our society. And it's really a blessing. We feel blessed. I feel blessed to know you. It was really, I was just searching for the good meditator and the person who can help us with this session. And we are very glad Nisha helped me out with your name. And she said, just go through it once. And it's really, I feel that it was a, best decision we have made.
Thank you. I'm really humbled. I'm really humbled. So I would like to know if there are any questions, if people have any questions. I would like to take some questions because, question and answer is wherein a lot of clarity comes up. Okay. So in case, if you have any questions, let me know.
If you have any question, please drop it in the chat box.
Hey, thank you, Nisha, for dropping that Instagram link there. Okay. Thank you, Nisha. Lovely. So nice of you. Thanks. Every Monday, I do an Instagram live. It's a Q&A session for 40 minutes. And I've been doing it for the last 7 years. So if you want, you can join in.
I didn't see any question yet.
Sharmila says that, will
yeah.
you come to my school to take a session? Yes, Sharmila, we can do that. Yes, we can do that. Yeah. Okay, let me also share my email ID. So in case you have some questions, this is my email ID. I'm giving you my personal email ID. I've shared it in the chat box. That's alok@aloktaunk.com. Okay.
There's a question from Prasanna that just reciting forgive will take away our guilt.
Sorry. Can
There is a question from Prasanna that just reciting forgive will take away our guilt.
see, what are you talking about? Is the guilt that you have that you were not able to do something, the guilt that you were not able to give your best, or what the guilt was? Now, whatever it is, let's understand this. Okay, when we talk about guilt is about the past. Yes or no? Guilt is about the past. That's something you were not able to do. You were not able to do. And that's where that guilt arises from, that I had the capacity. Hold on, I'll just put myself here so that everyone is able to see me clearly. Yeah. The interesting fact about guilt, and I want all of you to analyze this, okay? Let's say at given point of time in your life, you had potential, you had time, you had resources to do something, and you were not able to do that. And today, when you see yourself back then, that's when you realize, I could have done that, but I didn't do it. I had a choice, but I didn't do it. Now that leads to guilt. And one of the best ways to overcome guilt from here on, whatever has happened, but from here on, if you want to make sure that you don't experience any kind of guilt in the future, make sure that every single point of time, whenever you are, wherever, in whatever situation you are, you give your best. You give your best. Then you will not have guilt that, I could have done that better. But having said that, my question to you is, don't you think that we always choose the right decision at any given point of time? We always choose the right option at any given point of time. For example, let's say today, if I am trying to build my career, I want all of you to listen to what I'm saying right now, okay? Today, if I'm trying to build my career and 24/7, I'm just focusing on my career, I'm not going to the social functions, I'm not going here, I'm not giving time to others, I'm only and only focused on my career. Why? Because at this moment of time, my career is the most important thing that really means a lot to me. And in this process, I ignore so many people and so many situations. 5 years down the line, I might have guilt that I should have done that. I should have, given time to those people. I should have socialized. But 5 years down the line, when you are feeling that I should have done that, that is according to that particular scenario. But 5 years back, when you were focusing on career, that was only because that was the best decision which was available with you. Maybe 5 years down the line, if you realize I should have done something else, that's not a problem, because back then your priorities were different. Today, your priorities are different. And that's the reason you feel that I should have done something else. But having said that, when it comes to your guilt, when you say that, okay, just by saying that, I forgive, will I be rid of my guilt? See, the thing is, you cannot do anything about guilt, because guilt is about the past. The past has gone. The past is dead. The only way you can process your guilt is by learning a lesson out of it. That I was not able to do this, I missed on that. Okay, from here onwards, I will make sure that I take care of that situation. If you learn a lesson out of your guilt, then the guilt is no longer painful. But if you don't learn a lesson, then it will keep on hampering you. It will keep on pricking you. Does that make sense? Yes? Yeah. Yes. Lovely. Let's see if there are any other questions.
So I think people are asking how to approach you. So he has shared his email ID. Please check it out.
Okay, hold on. Let me share my email ID once again.
They're asking for your number also. I think you can email him.
You can email me here, and that would be very convenient. I've shared my email ID here. That's alok@aloktaunk.com. Um, if you have any queries, you can share it here. Okay. And this also goes to my team. So if there are any kind of appointments, we'll get it lined up. Not a problem.
There's a question from Vikas that how to overcome from overthinking.
See, because the thing is, overthinking. Let's break it down. Okay, overthinking is not a problem. Overthinking is not a problem. Please understand, we don't generally overthink. For example, let's say if it's a Sunday evening or a Saturday evening, it's a Saturday evening, right? And you have nothing to do. You are just chilling. You have Netflix in front of you and your favorite drink or your favorite food with you. You're sitting with your loved ones. Do you think you will be overthinking at that moment of time? You will not be overthinking. You will be relaxed. You will be enjoying. We overthink only when we have to take an important decision. We overthink when the stakes are high. We overthink when we cannot afford to goof up or make a mistake. That's when we end up overthinking. And basically, overthinking is nothing but you are over analyzing the options that you have with you. You just want to make sure that you take the right decision. You just want to make sure that you make the right move. And that's where you over and over visit various different options. What are the pros and cons of this? What are the pros and cons of this? Should I do this? Should I do that? And that's where you get into analysis paralysis. That's what we call as overthinking, right? But if you see, overthinking is just enabling you to go deeper and do research into what options you have. One of the best ways to deal with overthinking is, number one, especially when it is about taking decision. Okay. Number one, bring clarity in terms of your outcome. That what is it that I'm actually looking out for? Number two, set a timeline that I need to take this decision by the next week or by this month end. And number three, see what actions you can take. What are your low hanging fruits? And number four, just make it happen. Just take action. Action is one of the best antidotes to overthinking. If you don't take action, you will just sit in your comfort corner. You will just keep on reiterating on the options and you will go deeper into that negative emotion. And that will then make you feel bad about yourself that I'm only wasting my time, not doing anything. Does that make sense? Yes?
There's a feedback from Surinder Alok that although he's a senior citizen, you make him feel like a child. One session is not enough. We'll have to listen again and again to have.
Well, okay, you come and attend the Saturday session. We also dance in the Saturday session. Okay. So you'll feel more like a child. Yes. And trust me, if you loved this session, your mind will be blown away in that session. Okay. In fact, today I had one. So after having my 4.5 hours of session, then I came here because I really wanted to do this. So today we had one session. So now the next session is happening on Saturday. Okay, you come, you'll enjoy. Yeah.
We are really looking forward to it. And these comments and, they are so motivating, so encouraging. And we are happy that we could touch you, we could give you the sense of relaxation and some learning. So please carry it and do practice it. As Alok said, it's very important to practice.
I'll take this question. I'll take this last question. This is a good one. Hiren has this question. Why do we stop things in middle? Okay. Why do we stop things in middle? Hiren, that's a wonderful question. And how many of you, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat box, let me know how many of you are really good at starting something, but not good at continuing it. Yes. How many of you are really good? I'm really good at starting things, Alok, but I'm not able to stay consistent. Look at that. Everyone is able to resonate with that. Yes. Now, I'll tell you why. See, the thing is, there are multiple reasons. The first reason is that when you start up something, for example, let's take an example, okay? Let's say going to the gym. And this is one of the common examples. Like there's so many people who take gym membership, but they don't continue it. Number one, you took up that step because you were momentarily motivated and inspired. On the surface level, you were motivated and inspired. And that's the reason you just took that step. You took that decision. You invested in the gym membership. You took it. Maybe because your friends were going to that gym. Maybe because your friend was super highly inspired and he was like, come on, let's do it. We will go. We'll together go. We'll do this. We'll do that. And you were momentarily inspired and you did that. Got it? But your why was not clear. Your why is your fuel. If you really want to stay consistent, you need to know why I am doing that. Why I want to take that action. Why I want to make that decision. You know, there's this beautiful saying which says that if your why doesn't make you cry, you will not do it. So if that why is not strong enough, then you will not do it. No matter how much motivation you get, you will not do it. Because that why is not strong enough. One more reason is that the task is so complicated and it is painful. And that's the reason maybe at the start it was very inspiring, but over a period of time you realize there's a lot of work that is required and it becomes painful. And then you build aversion towards it. And that's the reason you stop doing it. Third reason is you are not seeing any kind of benefit, instant gratification. We all look for instant gratification. For example, if you have taken up a task, just like going to the gym. Now, you don't get results when you go to a gym, you don't get results overnight. आज exercise कर ली, थोड़े से weight उठा लिए, अरे वाओ, कल bicep निकल गया, ऐसा थोड़ी होता है. You will have to consistently go. You will have to be patient. You will have to be consistent. You will have to follow a process. And then you see, yes, something is moving. But many people, they are not patient enough. They want instant results. 20 minutes में pizza आ जाना चाहिए घर पे. Yes, we are so very impatient these days. We are living in this speed culture. And that's the reason we are not ready to give time. And that's why we just leave it halfway. There is no instant result. Number 4, one more reason why we are not able to continue it is because somewhere we have not integrated that particular thing in our routine. How many of you started brushing your teeth in your childhood and now you have given up? Come on, Alok, what are you talking about? Not even a single day goes without brushing teeth. Oh, yes, that means you are consistent. You never gave up. Ah, yes. Why will I give up? Because when it comes to brushing your teeth, number 1, you know the why. If I don't brush my teeth, kabhi na kabhi RC karwana padega. And that is a very painful process. I don't want to go for that. I don't want to lose my teeth. I don't want to look bad. Your why is very much clear. Number 2, it is a quick process and you get instant gratification. You just brush your teeth, you feel fresh. Ah, wow, nice. Maza aa gaya. That's why you do it. And number 3, it is an integral part of your routine. The first thing you do when you get up, you go to the washroom or your basin and you start taking a brush and you start brushing. It has become an integral part of your routine. That's the reason you don't miss it. You get the logic? Yes. So anything that you really want to carry on for longer time and you want results, then make sure that you take care of these points. You'll be able to see some progress there. Yes.
Absolutely, Alok. I completely agree with it. One
Lovely.
last question Mr. Jagdish has requested a lot, that how do I overcome my past, which has more impact in my present and future?
See, the thing is, this is many a times I've come across this. I'll give you an example for this question. Okay. One of my mentees, he's an entrepreneur and he's a very successful entrepreneur right now. But there was a time in his life when he had built a business from scratch and some stupid decisions he said that I took, because of which I lost everything. and I was at rock bottom. Then again, he started building a new business in a new industry from scratch. And today he is super successful. He's super successful. Okay. But today he says that still those memories, they haunt me. The memories of my failure, the rock bottom where I was, they haunt me. People are able to see that you are very successful. My team is able to see that you are very successful, but they don't know what I'm going through internally. It haunts me. What if I fail again? What if I lose everything again? What if I take some stupid decisions again? How many of you have experienced this? That your past fears, they haunt you in the present. See, the thing is, a failure is not a failure anymore if you learn something from that. I'll repeat that again. A failure is no longer a failure if you learn something from that. See, basically, when your past is haunting you in the present, if you try to decode a meaning out of it, basically your mind is trying to tell you that, hey, watch out, don't fall in that pit again. Do you see that? How many of you get it? Just I got it in the chat box. Yes. Basically, it's a communication. Your mind is warning you that, hey, listen, you fell in that same pit 5 years back and you're going through the same route. Please make sure you don't fall back in that pit. It's a warning signal. So now if you analyze your past, now if you analyze all those mistakes that you have done in the past, then you try to decode some lessons from that. And then you ask yourself, how do I choose to implement these lessons in my present so that I can enhance my future? Then those failures and that past will not haunt you. In fact, that will serve you. So how do we allow our past to serve us and not haunt us? By learning lessons from it, by acknowledging it, by accepting the past, not by rejecting it. Useful? If yes, just write useful in the comment section. Lovely. Fantastic. Over to you. Yes.
Thank you so much, Alok. I think it was just, I think we couldn't realize that it's more than 1.5 hours. What else we can see? It's completely, I think, mesmerizing session. We were completely delved into it and thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm sure that the comment says that everyone else did so. So if you agree with me, please say yes, enjoyed.
Okay,
I
lovely.
think it was a very engaging session. I believe everyone had a great time.
No, I'm sure all the other sessions which are lined up, they'll be so very value filled. And whosoever the speaker is, ladies and gentlemen, I just have this request to all of you. Whosoever the speaker is, engage with the speaker. Okay. And you'll be able to learn more from them. Got it? Have an open mind, engage with them, take a lot of notes, and then start implementing it. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Alok. Wishing you all the very best. And we all are looking forward to join the master class. And thanks for giving us this gift. And
Saturday, I'll wait for all of you. Come on, join in. Yes.
join. Request everyone to join us. It's a wonderful gift from Alok's side. Nothing else can be, expressed. I think we are blessed. We are blessed to have you here. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. We have to end the session here. Thank you. Thank you so much.